AITA for refusing to smile at someone who told me I should smile more. I am not the original poster. That is you, Lively, Hobbit. She posted in r, am I the asshole? Mood spoiler. Happy ending. Less than. Original post. November 12, 2023. This interaction took place a couple of months ago, around late July or early August 2023, and it took place in one of those stores where everything is super cheap, think Dollar Tree, Dollar Store, etc. I, 24F, had gone with my brother, 21M, and mother, early 50s F, to grab some cheap snacks. On that day, I was wearing a baseball cap with the name and logo of my grad school on it. After going through the store and grabbing what we wanted, we got in line to check out. The cashier was a man, maybe in his 40s or 50s, let's call him Bill. When we got to the front of the line, the three of us checked out separately and I went last. My mom and brother stood a couple of feet away to wait for me while Bill was ringing me up. After some small talk, Bill looked up and noticed my hat. Quote / grad school's name. Huh? I nodded. And he asked, you or that guy? And nodded over toward my brother. I told him that I was the one in grad school. And he goes back to ringing up my items after a few seconds. He looks back up and stares at me. The conversation then went as follows. Bill, you know, you're not going to get very far in life if you can't smile at people. Me, I'm sorry? Quote, I hadn't done anything that would have been rude or off-putting, at least. Not that I'm aware of. Bill, shrugging. Ladies don't get paid the big bucks if they can't be nice. Women have to be nice to be successful. Me, annoyed and deadpan. Not in my experience. Bill, oh really? You sure about that? Me, yep, pretty sure. Bill, shaking his head. Sorry. You're going to have to smile more often if you want to succeed in life. Sweetie. And, me, cutting him off. Don't call me sweetie. Annoyance has become frustration at this point. Bill, looking surprised. Hey, now, I'm just trying to help you. Me, I'm good. Thanks. Bill, all I said was that you should smile more often. Come on. Smile for me. Me, again. I'm good. Thanks. I'll smile when I feel like it. When we got outside, I told my mother and brother what Bill had said. They both laughed at me and said I should have just gone with it. Ever since then, they have continued to bring up this situation with me and with friends, family. Saying things like, don't tell Op to smile. She'll snap at you, or, what about this time? Op, do you feel like smiling now? I get more and more annoyed every time they bring it up. And every time I tell them to stop, they tell me to lighten up. I've told some of my friends and they agree with me, but my family thinks I'm in a hole for not just going along with what Bill said. I don't think I was in a hole for refusing to smile, but I'm wondering if I should have just gone with it. TLDR. Someone, 40s 50s man, told me, 24F, that I needed to smile more often in order to succeed in life. And I refused to smile at him. My family thinks I'm the a-hole and that I should have just went along with it. AITA? OOP is voted NTA. Update post. November 17, 2023. Update for a post I made here a couple of days ago. I know everyone says this on their update posts. But wow, I did not expect to get so many responses to my original post. Thank you to everyone who took the time to hear me out and share your opinions and experiences. I know that you should smile more thing for women isn't new. But reading all of your comments about your experiences with similar remarks really hammered it home for me. This wasn't okay. And I don't have to put up with those comments from my family. The day after I made the original post, I decided to call my mom and talk to her about the situation. A lot of you said that what she and my brother were doing was essentially bullying. And I hadn't thought about it that way. But you're absolutely right. When I told her about how much her comments annoyed and hurt me, she was surprised at first. She told me that she had no idea that the comments bothered me that much, and that she hadn't thought about how misogynistic they were. She told me that she's received comments like, "You should smile more," from creepy men for years, and that she just treated it as part of life. The fact that she just dealt with it for years made me kind of sad. And while it doesn't excuse her comments, it does kind of help me understand why she didn't see a problem with them. She apologized to me and told me that she would stop, and I'm willing to believe her this time. Also, I'm going home for Thanksgiving next week, and I'm going to see most of the other people who have been making these comments to me. Your comments have given me the courage to stand up for myself, and I plan to put a stop to those comments. If they continue to give me a hard time for it, I'll just send them the link to the original post so they can see that hundreds of people on here are nicer to me than they are. Less than 3. To the people who suggested that I contact the manager, supervisor, corporate for the store, I wanted to let you know that I did just that. I hadn't thought about it before, and I did that earlier today. As it turns out, Bill was actually let go from his position about a month ago. Apparently I wasn't the only person he made these kinds of comments to. Even though I played no part in that decision, it felt like an appropriate conclusion to the situation, and I figured you deserved to know. Thank you so much for all of your kind words in your comments and messages. I haven't had time to respond to all of your comments, but I promise I've read every single one, and they definitely made me smile for a good reason. You've renewed my faith in humanity, and I feel like I just gained a few hundred new friends. I hope you all have an amazing day. Less than 3. Ladies don't get paid the big bucks if they can't be nice. Women have to be nice to be successful. Bro didn't realize he was at work and she wasn't? Skull. Bill's lack of self-awareness is actually impressive. There's nothing wrong with working a low-wage job. Your employment is not reflective of your worth as a human being. Not to mention life is brutal and this reality is apathetic to suffering. So ending up there isn't necessarily reflective of one's character either. But it's the audacity to give unsolicited advice to someone who should be assumed to not need it, while that advice also keeps said person under the self-destructive misogynistic paradigm that probably also had an influence in Bill working the minimum wage job too. Truly awe-inspiring levels of obliviousness. Misogyny aside, why does that idiot think anyone wants to take career advice from a guy who works at the dollar store? There's a reason that in The Good Place, the guys from the bad place keep telling women they should smile more. If someone tells you to smile more and you don't feel like confronting them, do this instead. Smile with every single one of your teeth. Make it frightening. Keep asking, "Do this make me look more attractive? Is this enough smile for you?" Stare them directly in their eyes and don't remove yourself from the situation until they are as uncomfortable as you are. Make them regret ever saying that. One time I was in Walmart on a horrible pain day. A random man told me to smile, and I looked at him and said, "I'm having horrible pain." I don't know what expression I had when I said this, but he instantly shut and backed much farther away than he really needed to. I saw the same man 30 minutes later, and he proceeded to give me the widest berth possible as we passed each other going the opposite direction. I hope he learned from that encounter. That's one thing I loved about wearing a mask during the pandemic. Less a-holes telling women to smile. I swear nothing boils my blood like men telling me to smile. When I was like 89, I was in the car with my family and the police stopped us for a bit. There were like 3 of them and one was right by my window. I'm pretty sure my face was like neutral, and then when I made eye contact with him he said, and I quote, "Smile more, little girl." I never smiled or looked at a police officer in the eyes ever again. Lord, please give me the confidence of a middle-aged man working minimum wage who thinks his penis makes him more successful than a 24-year-old female grad student. I once was told by a man that he preferred women that smiled more. I told him that I preferred men who kept their opinions to themselves, so it was a good thing that we weren't a couple. Now that I'm middle-aged, I feel comfortable giving men who say this to me the most crazed, creepy-looking smile I can muster. Their reactions are pretty priceless. Ah yes. Women in grad school need to smile more and be nice to everybody so they can one day reach the dizzying heights of success, working the cash register at a dollar store. Advice of how to be more successful from the cashier at a dollar store, the pinnacle of success. Despite her wearing the friggin' hat, he still doubted that she could actually be the grad student. Just respond. People don't usually smile when they're planning a murder. When people smile at me, I usually smile back. I am a generally optimistic, cheerful person. Odds are I will smile as soon as I first see anyone grin. But not once in my life have I responded to a "you should smile more" comment with a smile. Why can't these idiots understand that? Tired. A lot of guys look at women like we have two heads if we bring up when this happens. But at this point I don't know a female who hasn't been told this. I guess the ones that don't do it are shocked Pikachu face because surprise. No one says this to men. It's so awkward and disrespectful to walk up to a stranger especially and say something like this. It's up there with, "I bet you'd look so much nicer with less makeup." Wow though. Thanks for the completely unsolicited advice, bro. Maybe someone died. Or maybe I am not the Joker walking around with a permanent smile affixed to my face. I'll just get right on that though for your benefit. GTFO with that mess. Woman facepalming light skin tone. Alternative approach. Open your eyes as wide as possible and do a giant, exaggerated, unhinged smile, while maintaining eye contact, obviously. Yes. I'm going to take advice on how to get ahead in life as a woman from a man working the checkout at a Dollar Tree. You know, 'cause you're clearly doing so well and winning at life. Those sorts of comments make me think of Wednesday's smile in Adam's Family Values.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AITA is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.